Essay number 82, 15 Little Ways to Deepen Your Relationship with Anyone. You know what nobody talks about? How we're all walking around desperate for deeper connections, but doing absolutely nothing to create them. We complain about surface-level friendships. We mourn the death of real intimacy. We scroll through our phones at dinner tables, wondering why we feel so alone, even when we're surrounded by people. But when was the last time you actually did something to deepen a relationship? When was the last time you moved past the safe, comfortable distance we all maintain and actually let someone in? We treat deep connection like it's something that just happens. Like intimacy is a lightning strike, random, uncontrollable, rare. But that's not how relationships work. Depth isn't found, it's built, one vulnerable moment at a time. So let me give you 15 actual practical ways to deepen your relationship with anyone. Not grand gestures, not dramatic declarations, just small, intentional acts that slowly dissolve the walls between you and another human being. First, spend a Sunday with them. Not a Saturday night when you're dressed up and drinking and being your best social self. Sunday, when you're tired and maybe hungover and definitely not at your best. When there are no plans, no agenda, no performance required. Eat breakfast in your pajamas. Don't fix your hair. Don't clean up before they come over. Let them see you without the armor of preparation. Let them exist in your ordinary. Because here's what Saturday night doesn't tell you about someone. Who they are when the party's over. Who they are when there's nothing to do. Who they are when they're not trying to be anything at all. Sunday shows you the real person. And letting someone into your Sunday, that's letting them into your real life. Second, be comfortably silent together. We're so terrified of silence. The moment conversation lapses, we panic. We fill the space with noise, with questions, with our phones, but silence is where intimacy lives. Go for a long drive together and let the quiet moments happen. Don't rush to fill them. Don't treat them like problems to solve. Just exist in them. Because when you can be silent with someone, truly silent without discomfort, you're existing in the most intimate space possible. You're saying, I don't need to entertain you. You don't need to entertain me. We can just be. Third, call them when you're not okay. This is the hardest one. We all have people who say, call me if you need anything. But we never do. We don't want to be a burden. We don't want to seem weak. We don't want to break the illusion that we have it all together. But vulnerability is the price of connection. If you want someone to really know you, you have to let them see you when you're falling apart. You have to take them up on their offer to be there. You have to trust them with your mess. And then, this is crucial, you have to be there when they're not okay. You have to mean it when you say, call me anytime. You have to show up when they do. Fourth, hold space for them. This means listening, really listening. Not waiting for your turn to talk, not planning your response, not checking your phone, not looking around the room. Give them your complete attention, your entire energy. Look at them like they're the only person in the world, because in that moment they should be. We're all so starved for genuine attention. Everyone's always half listening, half present, half invested. Be the person who gives their whole self. It's the rarest gift you can offer. Talk about ideas. Move beyond gossip. Move beyond complaints. Move beyond the weather and work and what you watched on Netflix. Talk about what you believe in, what you wonder about, what keeps you up at night, what you think happens after we die, what you think the point of all this is. Go deep. Go weird. Go places that make you a little uncomfortable, because you're revealing how you actually think, not just what you do. Sixth, read each other's favorite books, but not fresh copies. Trade the ones you've already read, the ones with the broken spines and the highlighted passages and the notes in the margins, the ones that show not just what the book says, but how it affected you. There's something incredibly intimate about seeing what words stopped someone in their tracks. What ideas made them think, yes, this, exactly this. You're not just sharing a book, you're sharing what shaped you. Seventh, create something together. It doesn't matter what. Start a tiny business. Write a story, build furniture, plant a garden, paint terrible paintings, cook an elaborate meal. Creation requires vulnerability. It requires negotiation. It requires seeing how someone problem solves, how they handle frustration, how they celebrate small victories. You learn more about someone building a bookshelf together than you do in 10 dinner conversations. Eighth, pay attention to the little things. Notice what consistently bothers them. Remember their coffee order. Know what kind of day they have on Thursdays. Remember the name of their childhood dog. This isn't about having a good memory. It's about caring enough to notice. It's about showing someone that they matter enough for you to pay attention to the details of their life. People notice when you notice, and it matters more than grand gestures ever will. Ninth, attend each other's spiritual practices. Go to their church even if you're an atheist. Learn their meditation practice even if you think it's silly. Attend their moon circle even if you're a skeptic. You don't have to believe what they believe. You just have to be curious about what feeds their soul. You have to be willing to enter their sacred spaces with respect and openness. There's something profound about witnessing how someone connects to something bigger than themselves, even if you connect differently. 10th, plan a short trip together. Not a vacation, not something expensive or elaborate, just a day trip to a nearby town, a hike you've both been meaning to do, a museum in the next city. Travel, even small travel, reveals people, how they handle delays, what they're like when they're tired, what they notice, what they find beautiful. You learn more about someone in 8 hours on the road than in 8 weeks of scheduled hangouts. 11th, integrate them into your other relationships. We all keep our relationships in separate compartments. Work friends here, college friends there, family over here, partner over there. But integration is intimacy. Bring them to your friend's birthday party, even though they won't know anyone. Invite them to your family dinner, even though it might be awkward. Merge your worlds. When you let someone see how you exist in different contexts, you're letting them see your whole self, not just the version you are with them. Always show up. To the important things, yes, graduations, weddings, funerals, but also to the mundane things. Moving day, grocery runs when their car breaks down, random Tuesday nights when they just need company. Don't show up because that's what good friends do. Show up because when you care about someone's happiness as much as your own, showing up isn't an obligation, it's an instinct. 13th, plan your deep conversations. When you're young, you can talk until 3 a.m. without consequence. When you're older, you have work in the morning and responsibilities and bodies that punish you for staying up too late. So plan it. Actually schedule time to have real conversations. Have intentional sleepovers. Block out afternoons for long talks. Protect that time like it's sacred because it is. Deep conversation doesn't happen by accident after a certain age. You have to make space for it. Talk about your families and childhoods. Not the polished stories you tell at parties, the real stuff, the dysfunction, the trauma, the weird family traditions, the moment you realized your parents were just people, the ways you're still trying to heal. You can't really know someone without understanding where they came from. Not just the facts, but the feelings. Not just what happened, but how it shaped them. Be filterless. Stop editing yourself. Stop presenting only the acceptable parts. Stop tailoring your opinions to what you think they want to hear. Say the weird thing. Share the unpopular opinion. Admit the embarrassing truth. Be the full, unfiltered version of yourself. Because here's the thing. If they don't want the real you, the whole you, the messy and complicated and sometimes difficult you, then they're not your person anyway. And more importantly, when you're genuinely yourself, you give others permission to be genuine too. Authenticity is contagious. Vulnerability begets vulnerability. Realness attracts realness. These aren't revolutionary acts. They're small, simple things that most of us never do because we're scared. Scared of rejection, scared of being too much, scared of wanting connection more than the other person does. But here's what I've learned. Everyone wants deeper connection. Everyone's lonely. Everyone's walking around wishing someone would break through the surface tension of social interaction and actually see them. The difference between the people who have deep relationships and the people who don't isn't luck. It's not about finding the right people. It's about being willing to do the small, vulnerable things that create depth. It's about choosing to stay up late even when you're tired. It's about sharing your broken, annotated books. It's about letting someone see your Sunday morning self. It's about being quiet together. It's about showing up when it's inconvenient. These little acts of intention are how you tell someone they matter. They're how you move from acquaintance to friend, from friend to family, from someone you know to someone who knows you. Depth doesn't happen by accident. Connection doesn't just appear. Intimacy isn't found. It's built one Sunday morning, one silent car ride, one vulnerable phone call at a time. The question is, are you willing to build it? Are you willing to be filterless, to hold space, to show up always? Are you willing to do the small things that create something big? Because on the other side of that willingness are the relationships you're starving for, the connections that feed your soul, the people who really truly know you. They're waiting for you to make the first move. So make it. Start with Sunday morning. Start with silence. Start with truth. Start now.